Well, I'm standing in the backyard of a little courtyard area against a fairly plain fence. I'm going to put together one of our little patio ponds, great for flat areas, hard surface areas like concrete, paving, decking. This is a really simple job, probably 10 to 15 minutes if you have to dig your plants in. If it's on a hard surface area where you won't dig your plants in, then it's even less, maybe 5 to 10 minutes. So the main thing is, if it's in the garden area, the ground is flat. In this case, the ground is fairly compact, it is flat, so all I need to do is get started with grabbing our first piece of the patio pond, which is the shell here. Quite easy, as you can see, nothing's very heavy with this, and it's very, very tough and durable. So that just goes down on the front there, and grab the shell. Once again, quite easy to move around. That sits over the top. Just nestle it into the earth a little bit. From there we grab our waterfall. The waterfall has already on it a little pump with some tubing. That tubing squashes over the fitting that already comes with the waterfall, and that's the case with all of our waterfalls. There's a plumbing fitting suitable for each flow rate. Okay, that just sits in the bottom like so. There's a couple of notches on either side of the pond, and that just sits over those notches, and it's ready to go. We're ready to fill it up with some water, put some plants in, plug it in. If you're worried about this all moving too much, then it's nothing more than getting a couple of screws and screwing through the rock into the top shell. And they're very inconspicuous, especially put in around the back. So what we do next is we put and look, we get some plants and we have a look what that's going to look like. So you just bear with me, we'll grab some of them. I always like to plant around the back with the taller plants and shorter, smaller ones at the front. Okay, once I've seen what they look like, and if I like it, then I'll them and put them in place. With a bit more colour maybe at the front, that's a ground cover that'll spread all over the ground here. If I wanted to, I could put a screen up. If it was a smaller courtyard, I could put a screen up, and then this will grow up the screen as well. Got some little other ground covers. And we've even got a dog. Hey, he'll be drinking out of that later. Safe for fish, safe for dogs, and birds. Great to bring birds and wildlife to your backyard. Okay, the great thing with this is that you'll find that it's also easy. You just have a look. If you don't like that, you just move it around. Same with the rocks. If it was a real rock, it'd tend to be that's where it stays. Where you put it is that's where it stays. Where in this case, we can pick all this up and move it again in minutes. So I don't mind that. I'll add some more things to it, but typically you put your waterfall where you want, then you put your bigger plants where you want, then you put your smaller plants, and then later on you'll dress it up with river stones, maybe a log, a bit of driftwood, or even some little garden ornaments, some garden lights. But all that can be done later. This is the fun bit. Just putting and look. Just say, oh, I like that. some plants are in. And just remember, a garden is a living thing. It doesn't have to be finished all today. It can be, you can go down the markets and see some great little plant that's flowering you think's going to suit the theme that you're creating, and you can plant that, or you can leave it in a pot around this area. Okay, so just remember, enjoy your garden, have fun, and then it will be a representation of you. That might be good or might be bad. Okay, some other things we're going to add to this is one of our floating rocks, which is a pump cover rock. I shouldn't say a floating rock, it's a pump cover rock. I'm going to cover the pump and the cord underneath it. Okay, there's nothing worse than seeing the edges. This is an artificial rock product. I hate that. But at the same time, the best thing about it, it's light and easy. So you don't let edges and cords and pumps and things be seen. Okay, I do like using some real natural rock with it and just nestling that into the earth. Bring your mulch and your pebbles around that. Okay, maybe a couple more smaller ones. Oh, we got the dog back again. He seems to love it. Okay. You can also use some of the real rocks there, which makes people guess even more. What's real, what's artificial? We've got some water plants, we've got a selection of those. I'll wait till I fill that up before I put any in there. What else could I use? I've got some great bits of old tree branches covered in lichens and mosses. You know. Okay, and if you're worried about those moving, you can always put a little screw through them into the fence to hold them there. If this was a pergola, you could have hanging plants coming down. That will just present a great little shaded area as well. That way you could have a different selection of plants that don't need to be in the full sun. Okay, so we're really ready to put some water in and then plug it in. 3-4 buckets of water. Okay, I do have a larger bucket. Okay. What you'll find over time, depending on how hot the day is, it's only a matter then of you've got to evaporate, you'll get evaporation, so then you'll have to top it up. But that's no problem because you've got to water your plants anyway. So when you're watering your plants, you just put the hose in there for a minute or two and then it's back to normal. All this needs now to finish it off is a little pond light, which will just simply sit in the water, and over night time this will look magical.